So a good human being with the ability to access functional knowledge, with basic functional knowledge and the ability to access more using technology,
Yeah.
and an ability to transfer that knowledge and facilitate a discussion to a certain level of depth depending on the grade.
Yeah.
That's basically what a teacher should do.
Yeah.
Now, this teacher, and I'm going to transition into the types of education systems we have around us, right? This teacher can work in any education system. They can work in the Cambridge education system. They can work in the American education system. There's the IB education system.
Yeah.
I'm not the expert. I'm just counting the ones I know.
Yeah.
And I believe there's IBCC. There's another one.
Yeah, there's the international primary curriculum, international middle curriculum.
Walk me through and then there's obviously the one in Pakistan, which is the inter and metric education system,
that's
right?
Yeah.
Can you walk me through sort of the high-level differences between, let's pick the most popular, which is your Cambridge, your intermetric, the American system, and maybe IB? What's the difference? Because if the teacher is the same, what is the difference between these systems?
Okay, so number one, definitely 100%, a good teacher should be able to walk into any system and be able to deliver. And actually, I'm going to go a step further now. A good teacher, so if you're a good geography teacher, and you're good at your geography teacher, you should be able to walk into a history lesson and the kids not know that you're not a history teacher, because 60% of what you're doing is teaching. The subject knowledge, well, you're covering maybe maybe one of your colleagues has got ill. So might not deliver it as well as the history teacher, but the kids wouldn't be aware. So the skills of the teacher are transferable, not just across curriculum styles, but also across subjects. Because if a teacher is teaching a year 7 child or a year 5 child maths, if you've been to university, you should be able to teach 11-year-old maths. So as long as you're 1 or 2 steps ahead of the kid, then they should not know that you're not a maths. But anyway, sorry, I digress. So the different systems, that there's largely 5 different educational philosophies and methodologies that exist. And they go, so you might identify some of these. So at the very top, you've got a knowledge-centric system that relies on examination of the knowledge and your ability to be able to remember and recall all that knowledge.
That's the one I went to.
So I think being from England, that's the one I'm most familiar with. And in England, 90% of the schools are that way, and the government pushes that way, and that's the status quo. But education is a rainbow, and so that system is just one colour. And then if we come down to another system, you might say that the emphasis needs to be on a rounded child, where they should have exposure to community service. They should understand that subjects aren't individual islands, but there are threads between them. So global warming will never be solved by a physicist, nor will it be solved by a chemist, nor will it be solved by a geologist. It will be solved by someone who's working as part of that group.
Actually, it'll be solved by a social scientist potentially, because people throw trash, and why do they throw trash and don't waste and, sort of do, composting and recycling?